So today we're going to be doing the seafood paella as our main.
Paella, right?
Yes.
The official Spanish dish.
The official Spanish dish.
There you
a
go.
dish of rice and mixed protein. And the protein today that we're using is... Do you want to run through the ingredients?
Well, I can see hake, right?
Yes, so actually you could use any kind of fish. The idea is not to have any bone in it.
Okay, and then I can see prawns.
Yes, some lovely king prawn.
Yes,
But for the dish itself, we've taken off all of the heads. But I've just kept those there so that we could garnish our lovely paella with two beautiful
Okay, so
big
the prawns have already cleaned, right?
Yes, they've been deveined and we've taken the heads off.
So you can buy them cleaned.
You can buy them clean, but I prefer that you clean them.
Yeah, well, buy them cleaned or get your husband to clean them.
Exactly.
There
well
you
done.
go.
And Kubeshan's quite maestro at cleaning prawns now.
Yes, and getting
chopping
all
the
the
heads off and removing all of the...
The trick is to just imagine that the heads of the prawns, it's your wife's. No, I'm just joking.
Okay. And
Mussels.
yes, mussels.
Yes. And this is calamari.
And calamari rings. Of course, you could use a calamari steak that you could chop up into little squares. And I just like rings. I think they are nicer. And you get a variety of shapes.
There you go.
And that's, of course, our protein that we're going to be using. I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so we have some sweet peppers.
There you go.
Red, green, and yellow. I've got some ordinary green peppers. And, and now you get orange and yellow and reds.
All right.
And then we're going to be using some garlic. I love garlic.
I know.
So if you want to put as much garlic in it as possible, that's wonderful. And then we've got some cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are different from normal tomatoes in that they're way sweeter. And of course we could put them whole in there. It adds a splash of color. And then we've got some whole tomatoes that you're going to be liquidizing. Before we even get started, we needed to have made chicken stock. Now, as we said at the beginning, a seafood paella is made up of mixed protein. We've chosen as our main protein to use chicken. So the stock is going to be a chicken stock.
Okay.
So we're going to take the celery stalks. We're going to roughly chop it up. We're going to throw this out after it's boiled into the chicken stock. So about a handful of celery. And these are leeks. Do you know what leeks are?
I don't think I can mention that on TV. Oh, you mean this?
Yes, leeks have quite a pungent kind of aroma and a taste. So, of course, you need one large onion, and we need some cloves, and we need some bay leaves.
Okay, so now roughly cut the carrots.
Yeah.
Okay, so why big pieces like this?
Because it's just for the stock. And if it's too little, it's just going to cook up and just to flavor the stock. Well done. And then you're going to stud the onion with this.
But the best way of lowering your blood pressure
Yes.
is not to get married.
A bit late for me now, but thank you for the tip.
Ooh, comedian, eh?
So the idea about studding the onion is that then you don't have the cloves floating all over, and when you drain it as well, you're not going to have cloves dripping into the bit that you're putting into the paella. And then we're going to throw this into our stock pot together with the chicken breasts that have been steaming in there already. I'm just using a pressure cooker because it cooks so much faster than the ordinary pot.
So you don't think the celery will get rid of the pressure?
Oh, good one.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so there we go. Give that a little bit of a mix, and then we'll put that on to boil with 1.5 liters of water
Wow.
for approximately an hour.
All right, and this is the seafood now.
Yes.
We're not going to get rid of the shells, right? You just
Yep,
devein.
we like them.
And there we
yes,
go. It's all
there we go. It's all
deveined and cleaned.
wonderful.
And
Right, so you're
headless.
just going to pick up the fish and you're going to cube that.
All right, so that's the hake. Wonderful, lovely hake, no bones. That's what I like about the hake. There's no bones. I hate fish with bones because you end up the entire time just trying to get rid of
Are
the
you
bone.
complaining? What are you
I know,
complaining
I'm not.
about?
I'm just saying. Oh.
So there's
There
no
you
bones there. The idea about frying them first is that we don't want the seafood to overcook. Because if we put them into the rice, and by the time the rice cooks, all of this will be a mush.
Okay. Be very careful when you open
A pressure
cooker. You don't want it on the ceiling, right?
I don't want that on the ceiling
And
like
there
your
you go.
mum's. And then you're going to pick up this jug, and you would see that all the vegetables have simmered together. Look at those leeks. So I'm going to scoop some of this. I'm going to pour it into this little jug. It's just going to be way easier to pour this into my paella when the time is right. All right, so of course this is not going to be wasted. We're going to drain this out, and I could then stick it in the fridge, and when I'm making a soup in the week, I'm going to use the same stuff. You're going to drizzle some olive oil in there.
This here.
Yes, let's
About
put it
a
on
tablespoon?
first. Yeah,
Okay, it's more than a tablespoon.
that's okay. So there we go. I'm just going to place that in here.
Okay.
Right.
It's just all together or just the
Yeah,
prawns first? Or?
I'm just going to do the prawn first.
Okay.
And you don't want to put too much of it into the pan because we want to have the luxury of turning them gently. And our prawn is going to have a little bit of a sizzle. We know that it's ready when it starts to sizzle. We'll turn it once and we'll remove it.
So it doesn't need to be overdone.
It doesn't
It's
need
just
to be
very quick.
Yeah, it's just very, very quick. And I would really like you to put some lemon juice on here.
Yes, boss. There you go.
Right, so just one little drizzle.
All on all.
Yeah,
I think yeah.
that's perfect. And some of my chili salts. So if you do this in batches like this, it's going to be very nicely done. Give it a little bit of a move around. You know that the prawn is being fried, because it firms up a little bit, and if you look carefully, you'll also see that the texture starts to become a little bit whiter.
Okay.
Right, so here we go.
So everything else that cooks becomes browner, prawns cook become whiter.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you can start
Very nice.
removing them now, and here we go. So we're not wasting time. And there you go. You see, many hands make light work. Do you see the difference between the ones that
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done and the ones that I'm
Wow,
not?
I didn't realize it was such a big difference. You don't notice it, right?
Yes. So you know what you're doing here? You're going to drizzle some more olive oil, some of the lovely garlic olive oil, and some chili salt as well. Thank you.
There you go. I know you're probably wondering, with Kamsa loving garlic so much, how I managed to sleep next to her.
So, more chili salt. Well done. And it took less than 2 minutes to get the prawns done. So you've got to be very mindful that you don't overcook them. Remember, they're still going to be steaming in that sizzling paella after we add the stock. So let's go. Let's see who could remove more.
Well, I've already done 50.
Have you? All right. So nice. Clean pan still. I think it's very important to use a good non-stick pan, so you don't have the worry of having to constantly clean the pan before each.
There you
Right.
go.
I think you're going to put more olive oil in there.
This one.
Yes?
Yeah.
Well done. And then we're going to do the lovely calamari ring. Right.
So
that's
this
well
will be
done.
quicker, right?
So you want to get a squeeze of lemon in there. You're going to put
There's a
some
lemon.
chili
I
salt.
just need to cut up this.
There's half a lemon there, right?
Yeah.
Some chili salt. Now calamari as well, yeah. I think the best friend of seafood is lemon.
Okay.
Yes. Right, very quick stir fry here.
Wow, even this changes, the texture changes as well.
Yes. And
Okay. I never knew cooking was this fascinating.
And you've got to be very mindful that if you do not remove your calamari rings on time, you will have rubber bands.
Oh, okay.
You
You
tie
don't
your
want
hair up
rubber
with it.
bands. There you go. Right. Is that how they make rubber bands? Overfried calamari.
Yes,
Oh, okay. Wow, you learn something new every day.
you do indeed.
Yeah.
Olive oil. And
More
let's quickly
oh,
do
the
the
heat's
heck.
really going now, right? Whoops.
My word.
That's
I
fine.
said cooking was scientific.
Okay.
That means you needed to measure so that we, all the ingredients coming together create a particular outcome.
Oh, okay.
Frying up the hake.
Heck.
Right. And as you can see, we're throwing them all together in this pan because it doesn't make a difference. We're going to throw this into
Into the
paella
pot
anyway.
anyway. All right.
All right.
Okay, is it done?
Right,
Just
here
took
we
a
go.
little longer because it's thicker.
Yes, so let's
All
just
right.
remove them like we did with the other things.
Okay, gently, or they
Yes,
break.
It actually doesn't matter because it will break into the rice anyway.
Okay, so I assume that a lot of this hake will just disintegrate.
It will,
Uh-huh.
and that's the
And
idea.
give it a
about
richness.
It will flavor the rice. It
Okay.
will disintegrate right into everything. I've washed the mussels.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to give it a wee bit of
With the shells?
with the shells because they just needs a little
In
bit
Shepston, we used to just pick the shells and
of in.
not eat them. Okay.
And can you do a little squeeze of lemon on this as well? Do you see how the heat is opening up the shells?
More.
Yes. Wonderful. That is beautiful. Lovely garlic flavored oil.
You want the salt as well,
Yes,
Teresa?
I think we're just going to add that to everything. And we know we've salted it, we've given it some heat. Well done.
So how do you know which is a male mussel and which is a female mussel?
Well, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The male mussel,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought as much.
All right, here goes. And we're going to get the little bits of meat out as well. And did you see that we are most mindful not to overcook any of this? Okay,
It's important not to overcook seafood. It
Yes.
loses its...
its texture.
Yeah.
I'm going to just rinse out this bowl while you look after those two.
Okay. There you go.
Just change the color and the texture. Well done. So we don't want to waste this wonderful flavor here, so don't put it off.
Oh,
And
sorry.
Fashion has got some onion. I'm going to chuck the onion in there. You're going to put more olive oil in there. And we have some curry leaves. Well, there's the
Indian.
Indian flavor coming in. I also have some ghee. So there's your little analogy with your
Biryani.
biryani. There we go. We have a wonderful sizzle of onion cooking in all of that seafood residue. You see that? You get that
Wonderful.
aroma.
Yes,
It's
onions.
just amazing. I love that. Remember, we have this wonderful stock.
Oh, so you can put that
If you
in?
want to, I'm just
Okay.
saying that if your onions were needing a little bit of
Sizzle.
a sizzle, it will just help it to cook a little better.
All right, so what do I need to get? I need to get the garlic,
Yes,
tomatoes.
yes,
Okay. I've got the tomatoes all cut up.
yep.
And are we going to blend the
You're going to blend
Cherry.
the garlic and the cut tomatoes.
together?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Then you're going to slice up the peppers.
All right, so I've got the tomato paste in. What else you need to put in?
You're going to put the whole tomatoes, the garlic.
Okay, the tomatoes. Okay. All this.
Yes.
And
And the garlic.
garlic. Whole
And-
garlic like this?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
And we're just going to whiz that up a bit. Oh, sorry. I have here some canned tomatoes. We're just going to scoop about,
Lots of tomatoes, right?
yeah,
Okay, there you go.
and 1 blitz.
Is that good?
That looks fine, thank you. That's wonderful.
It's a lovely color, isn't it? Rich.
Oh yes, that is beautiful.
And there you go.
Thank you.
So what are we gonna do with this now?
When you're done with the peppers,
Oh,
we
I
can
beg your
then
pardon. Okay.
peppers cook into fine little strips that they're just going to add the color. The wonderful thing about peppers is that they would retain their color even when they're cooked. We're ready to assemble our paella now.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. And it's very important that when you're doing the paella, you use a large flat pot. Oops, it's quite noisy. Right, we're going to put again,
Sounds like it's windy.
olive oil, large drizzle of it. We're going to put some more of the ghee.
Just listen.
Okay. So we bit like a tablespoon of ghee. And then, do you remember the onions that we had sizzling here? I'm going to drop that in here. It's got all the sediment.
So is this, you
all
need
the
to follow this kind
flavor.
of...
No, it's a
Enter.
one-pan dish.
Okay.
So you can add here the lovely peppers so they fry up with the onion.
These peppers here.
Yes,
Okay. That's why I put it on low, because of the noise.
yes, here it goes. Throw them in. Oh, that's beautiful. There's our peppers. And in fact, if you wanted to, you could fry these peppers from the start with the onions.
Okay.
At this stage, we've got our blended tomato, we've got the garlic. We can add in here some pepper.
More pepper.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
To add some color, I'm going to add that turmeric.
Here.
Yes,
Okay. Do you want
Right.
1 spoon?
I think a half a spoon would be good. Yes.
That's good.
And then you want to throw in here the liquidized tomato.
Okay.
All right, so throw that in. I'm going to just stir fry while you do that. It's quite thick, so
It is.
yeah. Well done. That is beautiful.
I just take this spoon.
Yes, I'll do that. Thank you. Very good. Just scrape out all the little bits there. And as you can see, we have a beautiful paste here. So you can then add the rice. So we've washed the rice. How many cups of it do you remember?
1 bowl.
It was 2 cups.
Oh, okay.
Right. So the idea is you can put it into this pan.
So what rice is this?
It's a short grained rice. We're just going to drop that in there. The difference between using a long grain and a short grained rice
Yes.
is that short grained rice is nuttier, and especially for a paella, you want a crunchier kind of
Is
rice.
it shorter than normal rice?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
So you just give that a little bit of a toss. And remember as well, I said that we want our rice to be nutty. We just give it a bit of a toss. We fry the rice.
Fried rice.
So that's rice that's been washed, drained in a colander, and you're just frying it. And we can see we put quite a large dollop of butter.
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm trying to break up here.
Yes.
How much longer must we do this for?
Just keep going.
Oh,
And this pan is actually quite wonderful as well. It's nothing sticking. Just gives the rice a bit of a nutty flavor, as we said. And then we're going to take all of this rice and we're going to throw it into our beautiful
mix.
mix here. So you can put that back on the heat. Thank you. And I'm going to throw that in. How's that?
Wow.
Okay. And remember, the rice needs a bit of moisture, so we're going to add very
Our
slowly
stock.
our stock. What I like to do is just to add some of the hake in here. Because see, hake is not going to overcook. It's just going to disintegrate into the rice. And we want that to flavor the rice and...
All the hake?
well, as much, it actually doesn't matter.
That'll
Give it
be
a
the
good mix. You can break that up, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to come
Just
to the
helps
boil.
stick.
And there you go. We are not going to add the seafood until all of that rice is done. So I think in about 20 minutes, this rice will be all done. And we can then add the seafood and we're ready to serve. So now that our rice is done, it's been 20 minutes.
Wow.
Ooh, this looks really yummy.
Sizzling.
And so we're going to add our seafood.
The rest
in
of the
here.
seafood.
Yes. But not just chuck it in.
Ah.
Because remember as well, we're going to keep some stuff to garnish with. Wow, how's this looking?
Okay, is that why you have a domed lid?
Yes, we have a domed lid, so although it looks a bit piled high, the lid is going to accommodate that very nicely. And then we'll give this a little bit of a mix, and you see we have some beautiful veg there. And it's also very traditional to add some of the peas and the carrots in here. I like to add carrots and some corn, right? We're just going to pick up a handful and drop that in. And it looks yummy and decadent.
That's actually.
Wow. There you go. And there you have it. Our seafood paella all done. And I also have taken the liberty of shelling some boiled eggs, which I've stuck into the fridge.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to give that to me, we are going to place that in our paella. There you go, just randomly. And here we
done.
have it, our seafood paella, all complete and ready.
Wow.
Right, so here goes. Are you ready? So I'm going to put some of that down there. Note the rice. And there you go as well. You see that the seafood is not overcooked. How's that? I'm just going to put one of these pieces of egg here. Alright. That's not traditional. That's
The
just
egg.
our own addition, yes.
South African
South African edition. Put some of the lovely
one.
opened mussels here. And of course, this big beautiful prawn. And then we've got some beautiful herbs here. It's been washed and ready. And I am going to put some mint, because mint is a wonderful addition always to...
Does also get rid of pressure.
Yes. It freshens your breath.
Oh, okay. After all the garlic you had.
Some coriander on the side. And maybe you're just going to sprinkle some rice.
Wow.
And I do believe that we want one of the calamaris to show. Put a piece of calamari there. How's that?
Very good.